Hello and welcome back to Aggressively Average, a series where we just try and do our best because that's all anyone can ever ask of you. We are going to be making the Black Forest cake from Recipe Tin Eats, and if this goes well, I will be sharing this with people. And if it does not go well, I will have a whole cake to myself. Either way, win-win. The Recipe Tin Eats recipe does say to make it a day in advance so that the flavors have enough time to develop. Great tip. Love that. The cake is needed for Sunday. It's currently Friday night. I am going to make the sponges tonight, put them in the freezer, and then make all of like the cream and the filling and everything tomorrow and assemble it tomorrow. And then it'll have all night to really like flavor develop and things like that. And I also have to make the cake 3 times and I only have 1 tin. She says use 3 tins, but I only have 1 tin. So I'm just gonna have to do it 3 times. Let's get on with it. What is my first step? Okay, I need to put together all my dry ingredients. Now, you might think sugar is a dry ingredient, but it's in fact a wet ingredient. Yeah, that's right. I knew something. Cocoa powder gets everywhere. All right, 50 grams of cocoa powder, 100 grams of plain flour. Okay, now I need to add 6 eggs, because of course, why would it be less than 6? And whisk on speed 6 for 30 seconds. Very specific. Now I slowly add 275 grams of sugar over 45 seconds. This recipe is so specific. And some fancy vanilla. Okay, so that's what that's looking like. I think that's right. The recipe is so specific. Oh, no, now I have to beat for 7 minutes. This is why we reread. Okay, beat for 7 minutes on speed 8 or until tripled in volume. Oh, so this is really not ready. Okay, 7 more minutes. Okay. On 8. This is what it looks like after about 7 minutes of whipping on speed 8. I hope that's correct. Okay, so now I need to fold in my flour and cocoa powder, but I should have sifted this. I'm gonna try and sift it now. 150 grams of butter melted. Here is what my batter is looking like. I think it looks glossy, looks very airy, so I think we're good. So now I'm supposed to fill 3 cake tins. I don't have 3 cake tins. I only have this 1 cake tin that's the right size. So I have to do this 3 times. That's not mixed at all, is it? That's just pure butter not mixed in. Okay. Ah! Oh no! Okay. Alrighty. Let's take that out. God. Okay, I guess that wasn't completely folded in. But I don't want to lose the air bubbles now. I feel like I'm losing air bubbles. I don't want to lose any more volume, so I think we're just going to power through. And I'm going to transfer it from here to here with the cup rather than by pouring it. Ooh, look at it. It looks airy. It looks moussey. Okay, well that didn't oh my God, I hate baking paper, honestly. All right, we're just going to risk it getting stuck to that side. I think that's about 1/3, because yeah, I think that's about 1/3. And then we'll get like another couple of cups. And put this in for 25 minutes. This feels very, very small though, but okay. Be good. Turn into 1 of 3 layers of cake. Okay, layer 1 is in there. I'm not gonna show you like me doing layer 2 and 3. I feel like that would be really boring. So let's just skip to the part where all 3 are baked. And here are my cakes all cooked. This is the first one I did. It's a little bit thicker than the other layers. Like that one's really thin. I just didn't measure it out. So I'm gonna try and assemble it in a way where it looks intentional, like thickest at the bottom, then middle, then top. We'll see. So I read a hack that said, if you want to keep your cakes really fresh, wrap them in cling film and tin foil, and then put them in the freezer until you need them. And apparently like freezing it actually keeps it extra fresh. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, those are wrapped up and I'm gonna put them in the freezer and then I will see you guys in the morning. Hello, it is the next day. Now, I've been reflecting overnight on the sponges I made yesterday and I don't love them. I do think this one's good. It's about the right height and it feels good in there. Even frozen, it feels light and fluffy. Even this one I think is okay. Again, feels light and fluffy. I think it's the right kind of size. But then this one. Even when you compare the bases, this one doesn't feel right. I think what happened with this layer is one, it was the end of the mixture that I had, so I didn't have enough left over, but also I hadn't fully mixed it, so I think there was just too much butter. Like it's not right. So I was like, do I just put it in, do I not? But I did it again, because if it's not right, it's not right, and there's no shame in doing it again. So I made the exact same mixture again. I didn't film all of it because it's exactly the same, like it would have been boring. So I redid the whole thing. And I'll put some clips in now. But instead of making 3 sponge layers out of that mixture, I'm only gonna make 2. And then if they both come out good, I'm gonna use this one as my third and use that as 1, 2, 3. So we will see. Sometimes you just gotta admit that, not your best work and do it again. It's a really hard sponge actually to make, I think, but hopefully it's tasty. Like the cake batter itself has the texture and the taste of like chocolate mousse. So it will be delicious, and I just wanna make sure I do it right. So I did it again. Here are my new cake layers, and here are my old cake layers. I think I'm gonna use the new ones, because they're thicker, because of obviously I only split the mixture in half, not into thirds. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3. Can't decide between this new one and this one from yesterday, but I think we'll go with the new one. Now let's make our cherry syrup. So I need to drain my jar of cherries, which I opened off screen because it was incredibly difficult. Okay, so I need to drain these whilst keeping all of the liquid. Okay, it's just spilling everywhere. Put this here. Okay, so we need a 1/4 cup of the reserved cherry liquid. About that. 4 teaspoons of corn flour. And make a slurry. Now in here, I have 110 grams of caster sugar and 1/3 of the cup of the reserved cherry juice, cherry syrup, whatever you want to call it. And I just need to do this on a medium-low heat, melt it down until the sugar dissolves. So that I do believe has dissolved all the sugar. So now I put in the slurry and cook for 1 minute. Okay, that is that 1 more minute with the slurry and everything done. So now I'll turn the heat off. Okay, so the next step is to add in like cherry liqueur, which I'm not using, so I'm just gonna use more of the syrup. And it's another 1/3 of the cup. Beautiful. Now this has to cool completely. Stunning. Okay, so the next step is to do some of those chocolate decorations. Now, she says to do this on the back of a baking sheet, but the only metal baking sheet I've got that's flat on the back is this one, which I think is quite small. So I'm gonna do this in 2 halves. So I'm gonna melt half of my chocolate bar in the microwave. Okay, now this goes into the fridge for a few minutes to firm up, and then we swirl it. Okay, so that has been chilled in the fridge for about 3 minutes, and now it looks like you just try and scrape them. Oh my God. Oh, maybe it was too thick. Maybe it was too thick. Oh my God. This recipe is really hard. Okay. I don't enjoy working with chocolate, I've learned. It's too messy. You know what? We're just gonna have bark. I wasn't even close to getting spirals. Chocolate flakes. Okay, so I'm gonna do that again with the rest of the chocolate. I'm gonna try and do it thinner, see if I can get a spiral, but I think it's gonna be bark. Okay, so last thing to make is the cream. This cake has been more hard work than I thought it would be, and way messier. Like, I've cleaned my hands about 15,000 times. I've cleaned the kitchen about 5 times. Like, chocolate just gets everywhere. So let's make the cream. So we need 1 liter of cream, fancy vanilla. And I need 40 grams of powdered sugar. And we whip. Okay, and that's pretty stiff peaky. It is definitely holding its shape. Great. So now I'm just going to put this in the fridge. And then we just assemble. Woohoo! Okay, I'm going to be using this as my cake base. So I've got my little turntable here. And let's assemble. Okay, so place one cake layer upside down. It's very flaky. Okay, brush with the cherry syrup. 1 cup of cream. Oh, you meant to use a slotted spoon for that reason. You meant to use a slotted spoon so you don't get too much syrup in it, but I don't have one. This isn't the Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm not trying to poison anyone. Top with another cake layer. Final cake layer. Okay, do I brush this with cherry? Okay, then I just cover this in all in cream. Great. I'm telling you, this is the messiest cake I've ever made. Messy, messy, Lionel messy. Now I've got to leave some cream for piping. We all know I'm great at piping. I actually can't believe this just broke off. Just cleaned up the board, and I think that's as good as we're gonna get right now. I'm gonna put this in the fridge to chill. It is very heavy. Okay, now with what little cream I have left, I'm gonna try and pipe some little things. And now for the final step, some chocolate. And we're done. This was really hard to make, really hard to make. No idea if the cake layers in there are gonna be any good either. This is ordinarily where I would cut it and eat it. But I think this is nice enough to take and share with family and friends. And then if it's terrible, well, we can all have a laugh about it. But I think it looks pretty enough. I will insert some pictures of what it looks like in the middle, and I'll put it on the screen of what it tastes like if it was any good. But this was really hard, and I think it's come out okay. Okay, I think it's all right. Doesn't look store-bought. Looks like it was made with love and stress and chocolate everywhere. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Videos every other weekend. Like, comment, subscribe. I always forget to ask. If you've made it to the end, can you please? Because, like, it doesn't really mean anything because, like, it's not like I make any money, but it makes me happy. So if you have gotten to the end, please just like, comment, share, all that stuff. Thank you. See you in the next one. Bye!